Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen from around the world, wherever you are. Welcome to another exciting episode of League of Tilt. Today we're playing the Undead Juggernaut, the Iron Revenant, the Terror of Shadows in the jungle. We have two tanks, we have Blitzcrank and we have Shen. Hence, I was not overly concerned with needing to play a traditional frontliner. Hence, I'm instead going for a Juggernaut like Mordekaiser. I will be warding my top side just to make absolutely sure that there's no funny business here. Shaco is obviously a champion well renowned for his invades, so we're just going to make sure that our buff does not get taken. We'll be starting with our bot lane for the best leash possible, although Mordekaiser can really start either side, both are fine by him. He's very good at just clearing the jungle in general because of his passive. Every time you hit something, well, not something, anything except a minion or a small monster with 3 autos or abilities, okay, I think just any, it's just not minions. Against anytime you hit 3 attacks or abilities against non-minions, you get this aura around you that gives you movement speed and helps you deals their max HP damage that scales with AP and level. We're actually going to get this guy here now, start doing these two together. Smite the Gromp for HP and then lay down the hammer. So that's a little trick that you're going to see me do a lot more of, trying to leash these two camps together. It's very easy on Mordekaiser. Many champions can do it, many do, but it's just super easy on Mordekaiser. He just stands there and auto attacks and his passive does so much work. The reason Mordekaiser jungle isn't bad is because they buffed the amount of damage he does with his passive to jungle creeps a while back. And then they also made it so that he can auto attack anything to keep up his passive. Auto attack or hit to keep up his passive. It doesn't have to be just champions anymore, which is very afstrong. We're going to W shield, and then your W initially gives you a shield, but then afterwards, afterwards what you get is if you reactivate the shield, you heal yourself for the portion of the shield that's left. So you want to use the shield to block incoming damage like that, and then before it starts to decay, you want to use it up like that. As you can see, his jungle clear is very fast. We are going to end this clear full HP essentially, and we are going to have cleared it in just before Scuttle Crab spawns. Used to be that Mordekaiser's Q did not, his passive did not proc on Krugs, like the little Krugs. It makes such a world of difference to have them proc on the little Krugs now. So our enemy jungler Shaco is here, but he, you know, if we miss all our abilities, then of course he's fine. Our mid laner isn't really rotating, nor do I think he's in a fit state to rotate. If Diana comes, all right. I'm going to die here, but Kassadin should be able to get her, I hope. This is fine. Everything is fine. Revitalize is an amazing item on Mordekaiser. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. We definitely needed that to happen after the fiasco mid lane. I think if I had played it a little better, I might have been able to survive for a little longer. But it does look like Kassadin gets her with the ignite, so all's well that ends well. We end up getting a bunch of kills for our team through essentially that sequence of plays. Like, I wasn't directly involved in the kills that just happened, but pressuring Shaco, making him come bot side and then convincing Diana to jump in after me on the jungle. It's like, it's not that my plays directly led to these successes, but it's more that these successes could not have happened without the plays that happened. So it's like, it sort of ended up working out, but it should have worked out better if it was strategized better. That said, we're just going to go back to abusing the heck out of our champion. This champion has amazingly strong 1v1 potential. Diana just started that fight healthier than us, higher level than us. And she had Ignite, which of course helped. Without the Ignite, I don't think she kills us there. And Ghost isn't really a combat summoner. Maybe there's a world in which I could have just used the Ghost to run away, actually. Maybe that's what I should have done. Maybe failing to do that was bad on my part. But I did get her to blow Flash, and then Cassidy got it, so it was like, that's fine. Ended up working out. So look how quickly I've taken all of these. So now I can cover for Shen. One of the things you should be thinking of as a jungler is where can the enemy jungler be, where can they gank, and in this case, so I see this ward, I'm going to take it. In this case, it's really top side's the only lane that's pushing into them. Mid laner is missing. We don't know where the Diana is. If there's a Grompier, we'll take it because we have top prio and Shen is level 6. Diana was trying to roam it into river. Shaco's bot side. We see this because his jungle is cleared. Kassadin can ulti out if Diana tries to do too much fancy business. I think we'll be alright though. Let's use the W to tank up. Dead. But hopefully Kassa can trade. Hopefully Kassa.
An enemy has been slain.
Fine. Remind me not to work with this Kassadin ever again. We're going to go back to our strengths, which is power farming our jungle. And now that our bot lane is pushing in, we're going to try to protect our bot lane. Also, Shen ulti there would have been absolutely crucial. If you're going to play Shen, one of the things you have to make sure of is that you're on the lookout for fights exactly like that. He did help the Kassadin here get a kill, which is excellent because I think if Shen doesn't show up, Kassadin definitely dies there. So it's very, very, very good of him to come there. That was fantastic. Yeah. So I don't mind if he didn't save me as long as he's using it to save somebody. Like if he just never notices that he needs to ulti, that's a problem, but he did notice and he did come, so that's fine. I don't mind even if I obviously wish he would have saved me earlier, because I think with Shen ulti I definitely make it out alive. Conqueror makes you deceptively tanky because you keep healing up, especially on Mordekaiser with all of his AoE. You definitely become rather strong. We're going to get a Revitalize into, not entirely sure what mythic. There's a bunch of mythics that you can go on Mordekaiser. Depends really on your playstyle, what you're looking to accomplish. If you're just trying to stand in the middle of team fights and tank everybody up, you can go for a Sunfire Aegis. If you want to run at people and just run them down, you can add Turbo Chem Tank. If you don't really care about being a tank, but you would rather just deal damage, then you can definitely go for Hextech Protobelt. Very good against mobile champions, because in your ulti, when they're trapped, you take them into a dead zone, which we'll see shortly. When you trap people in your ulti, Protobelt makes it very, very hard for them to get away, in the same vein as Ghost. Our bot lane is winning really hard, but I'm concerned about their gank ability from Shaco. Oh, but that's not quite alright, because Shaco's over here. Alright, there we go. Relatively nice. Okay, he had upgraded Smite up. This is fine. The reason this is fine, right, is I can just stop this now. And I know his Smite will not be back up in time. Diana's going to be here, and I can kill her. Oh, that's not good though. Right, got it. Oh, okay. We got the, Kassadin got the Herald, and he got the kill on the Shaco. And 3 kills on a Kassadin is very, very, very powerful because he's a hyperscaling champion. So it doesn't matter that I don't like him. I don't like him for leaving me out to dry like that earlier. that my liking or not liking him is not relevant to the fact that a 3-kill Kassadin can only be a good thing. I'm not nearly as weak as I look. I wasn't really able to ulti the Shaco there because there was a chance. There was a chance I would have ulted the Shaco clone, and then on top of that, I didn't really want to lose out on Herald. But I knew that Shaco didn't have smite. That's what gave me the confidence to go for that play, because he smited the crab. He had his smite upgraded before I did. Because I died a couple of times, I wasn't able to optimize that. We can go for a dragon soon, but I don't have my ulti yet, so I don't feel comfortable or confident just like walking in. In my ulti, you steal stats as Mordekaiser, right? You steal a bunch of stats from people. When I say you steal stats, what I mean is you essentially gain a whole bunch of their resists and HPs. You can see here, core stats like HP, armor, magic resist, all of that goodness. And there we go, get the dragon. Oh, Shen! Oh, the wrong one, and I think it was cancelled by Garen, and he's going to key over the wall. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But Tristana got the kill, and I did manage to get the dragon. I know I smited that a little bit early, but I needed the HP. Ping us more. Sure. I shouldn't have needed to ping them. I was going to say, like, the reason I felt confident and comfortable going for that play is because my bot lane had prio. Like, they just killed a bunch of people, so it's very, very, they're very strong. So that gives me the confidence that their bot lane can't come mess with me when I'm doing the dragon. So this game, my KDA looks absolutely terrible. I think a couple of those deaths are my fault, but a couple deaths have been good deaths. Fighting for objectives and actually getting the objective in the long run is very good. And I'm still outfarming the Shaco by a massive margin, as Mordekaiser has the capacity to do. As long as you're keeping up in levels in EXP, and you're not feeding, like you're gaining something for your deaths, even if your KDA looks terrible, it doesn't tell the full story of the game. Shen was coming in with his ulti to save us, which would have been very fantastic, but I think it got cancelled by Garen because it is a channel. So if Garen presses Q, and so also I think I just missed a Q on stationary Krugs, which I think is fairly impressive. What do you think? Alright, just bonk him and walk away, I suppose. If Shaco shows up, I'll ult him. Actually, there's not much point in ulting a Shaco. I meant to say, if Garen shows up, I'll ult him.
Enemy double kill.
Oh, that's not good. Looks like Shaco is there to punish the overextension for once, and it actually ended up working really well for them. So in that case, I'll just help my Kassadin. Just walk away with the smite. I'm just messing with her. Like, this doesn't accomplish anything. It's like, I don't really need smites to clear the jungle anymore. Shen walking out of there with a taunt. EQ. Auto attack, Shaco got shut down. Shaco did get shut down, that is a problem. Shaco, I normally don't respect Shacos for a whole bunch of reasons, but generally it's because Shaco is one of those champions that once they start falling behind in the early game, it's just very hard for them to make anything work. Actually, I think. Oh. I saw Shaco on the minimap bot side, others that have gone for that. I would have definitely altered the Diana. So now, as it is, I've just wasted Ghost, but it's alright. Shaco can't really kill us through our shield, so even if he does show up here, we'll be alright. They're getting a bunch of kills topside, which is less than ideal, but we did get first turret. Tristana got the shutdown on Shaco, which is exactly what we needed. I'm not going topside because I can't really do anything by myself. I'm just going to, because I'm under-leveled, but Kassadin just walks in and one-shots Sivir because it's an ADC. Even I could have done that. He's going to go on the Garen now. Hopefully the Garen turns. If Kassadin cannot slow Garen, yeah. He did, but he slowed him a little too late. If he'd slowed a midge earlier, just a splash, a smidgen earlier, that would have gone much better, because then I could have taken him. While I love doing multiple camps in Mordekaiser, this is already greedy as it is, because I'm standing in a jungle with Shaco, he's an invisible champion. Also, one of the nice things about playing Mordekaiser is, into a Shaco, is you can track the location of the Shaco fairly easily. They can totally die. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, Karma as a support definitely cannot be standing up there. I think I queued a little too early. That's fine. I would appreciate any help that Shen might decide to give me here. And again, Shen's KDA doesn't look fantastic. However, he's been absorbing so much pressure. And he's just made sure that we're not losing on the top side of the map. He's been making sure that we're alive, we're fine. This is all just he's been playing very, very well. So that's both Rift Heralds. I'll be collecting this one, help me get to base faster. Can we grab Diana here? If Blitz and I walk in. If Blitz hooks, then I can definitely pull. Blitz is gonna die. Yeah. Oh, I'm here. There's definitely actually no point in going for that. And Shaco's not going to make here in time, so we're just going to get away with the dragon. Bloody murder. As we had no business getting that dragon like that, but Blitzcrank sacrificed himself for the cause. See, this is what I mean by KD is not indicative of everything. Even though Shaco's doing work, he's still having to just fight very hard just to maintain his lead. Meanwhile, we're just farming and around for objectives, and that's really all that we have to do. We can't really defend this turret, so just hold this. I'm going to grab this Revitalize, and then I'm going to grab an Oblivion Orb / a Bramble Vest. I'm going to grab a Bramble Vest. My reasoning for grabbing a Bramble Vest instead of an Oblivion Orb is they have 4 champions that care about auto-attacking me. And then Thornmail is very, very, very strong against that, because it's not only a lot of armor, it deals damage to the person that's auto-attacking you. And they don't really, they're not mostly attack speed champions, and they're not even building attack speed. Garen has a little bit of attack speed, and Sivir does. And Sivir needs to be building attack speed, but generally speaking, they're not attack speed champions. So I don't care as much about a Frozen Heart or some such, which of course I couldn't build anyways if I wanted to, because of Mordekaiser and mana has no use for me. But essentially what this Thornmail does is it makes it very difficult for Garen or Shaco to just one-shot me, and really... Yeah. You can't, like, she doesn't have a tower there, she can't do that. I was full HP basically the entire fight, and she can't really get away from me because I have a Revitalize. I could have held my E there slightly longer, just walk up to her and make sure she can't run away, but I think she knew she was dead no matter what she did. You can't escape the Death Realm. Shaco's mid. It's not going to be accomplishing much. See, this is what I mean. Like, I'm 0-4 and 3, but I feel like I have so much more ability to do things this game, despite my lower score than Shaco does. Oh god. Okay. Can I select this one? Yes, I think. Alright. Okay. Tank that for as long as I could, just to make sure that they didn't have to die for it. We have a crab here, taking which should send us back up a good amount of health. We can also go for honey fruit, but I don't think we'll need to, because we've got this red buff, which will start healing us a good amount. My visuals are bugged, it's also fine. That, then whoop-de-doo. You do significantly more damage with your Q smash if you hit only one target. It deals 60% increased damage if you just hit one target. Oh, my Herald's running out, so I'm just going to drop it here, which I'm not a fan of. I would have liked to drop it in a more intentional manner, and that's sort of why I went topside to do. But then sort of we just got caught and people died, and it was unfortunate, but it's alright. Shen solo kills Karma. Why Karma was in a position where she could be soloed by Shen is beyond me. But this game, again, I'm not a primary carry, I'm just the objective guy, I'm just the guy that kind of has to be there to make sure that people don't die, and I need to not int. I'm drawing a lot of attention. I already see Garen, I see Sivir. I have no reason to believe that Shaco will not be here. I'm just gonna walk on out of here with my ghost. Just take him into my death realm and murder the crap out of him. I have a bramble vest, so I know that he can't kill me. Shen's ulti was definitely much appreciated. He ulted as I was about to ult him. That was clever. Because ulting as I was about to ult him made it so that I had to ult him again. Mod's ult does have a cast delay, which would have been the death of me. It almost ruined me. You can definitely go Azonia's as your second item on Mordekaiser. It's very, very strong. But I personally would prefer not to. I personally prefer to obviously finish a mythic item. Revitalize first, or Demonic Embrace first even, is quite strong on Mordekaiser. Missing taunt, it's fine. Shen doesn't really need to do anything here. Just keep people busy. Diana, smite that. Shen sacrificed himself, but we traded it for Diana. Slow him with Revitalize, and that'll allow Cassidy to finish it off. Nice. That's why Revitalize is strong, because your passive aura also does slow everybody within it, so it's just very hard for enemies to deal with you. You literally just run at people. So I'm trying to decide if I want to go AP this game, and I think no. I think going for a tank mythic makes more sense. Will I be running at people? I think less likely. Let's just go for a Frostfire Gauntlet. For perma-slow build. Grant out the legendary items, 100 health and 6% size. No, I think given that we have a Revitalize, it doesn't make sense to go for Frostfire. We're going to go for Sunfire. We'll go for the Sunfire Aegis. We'll get the better tank item. Sunfire Aegis also helps you deal a lot more damage. I definitely like playing Juggernauts that deal a good bit of damage, or at least I like building them in a way that lets them deal more damage. If you're going to build full tank, I think you're missing the point of playing a Juggernaut. We do have 3 Drakes, that's very, very, very strong. At this stage, on the enemy team, I think only the Garen really has a prayer of 1v1ing me. I think I can just crush anybody else in a 1v1. If Shaco fights me and he has his clones, I'll kill both his clones. My Balmy Cinder and my passive both reveal Shaco's position, so it's because he shimmers while he's taking tick damage. I still have a control ward on the map, so I also don't have friends here. I'll walk back in. They know, they're scared. Karma's bot side, unfortunately. So she's gonna get that turret, but it should allow us to pressure mid lane. And maybe steal Shaco's jungle if he has been careless. He's actually been very good about clearing his top side. We're going to take this blast gun over, make sure that they don't have access to it, and then we're going to be very careful and not die. Cassidy didn't get the memo. So the reason I'm okay, Diana flashed, I'm gonna just use my ghost to walk away here. There is absolutely no sense in sticking around. Slow the Diana. I could tell that Diana was looking for an ulti on our whole team right there. And if Diana just like comes smack dab into the middle of our team right there, what are you doing, my boy? Oh, I thought he'd go over there. Oh. There we go. You see what I mean by the shimmers? Like the shimmers tell you where the Shaco is, and there's just no way he can deal with us. We have way too much HP, and we have loads and loads of armor, and he's building lethality. Like if he even had a tank shredder build, then there's a world, maybe. Come Baron, 2 dead, come. In particular, I need Tristana. I need Tristana to be here. Well, I suppose she might just decide to kill people. So see, I'm currently one of the strongest people in the Rift. Diana had to flash away just to get away from me. If I ever manage to ulti the Sivir, she will die. Ulting the Karma doesn't make much sense given how strong I am. You saw already how Shaco just can't touch me. I'm the same level as Garen, and I'm about to have as many items, if not more so, than he is. Recall, spend my gold, grab my Sunfire Aegis, and complete my Thornmail? Or what's the plan here? I think given how tanky we are, let's just go for a Demonic Embrace. Let's just increase all of that HP, or all of this HP that we're building. Let's just make sure that it's turning into damage of sort. Sunfire Aegis obviously is very strong in that regard as well, because it deals immolation damage according to your max HP. Let Tristana farm out whatever she wants to farm out to her heart's content. She's definitely our primary carry this game. Kassadin is mostly a secondary carry. His damage is significantly less consistent than Tristana's, so I definitely don't mind her farming everything that she wants to farm. We'll place a control ward here the moment Shaco comes in. There we go. I didn't even get a chance to smite. We deal so much damage. We have Infernal Soul now, so that's very, very, very bad for them. I'm just gonna walk in here because not a one of them can walk into me and like actually threaten me. Alright, I'm gonna ulti the Garen. We could actually also go for a Dead Man's Plate. Oh lord! I killed the Garen. But his ulti actually killed me because my shield wasn't up in time, unfortunately. Actually, I don't think I'll be getting a Demonic Embrace, huh? Zhonya's seems very, very, very good. I think also we ended up splitting up while that was happening. It's alright. I was worth some amount of shutdown gold, but Garen was worth more shutdown gold. And my shutdown gold went on to Shaco, who has already demonstrated is already having a difficult time of it, who have already gone beyond us. We're going to complete this Thornmail. Because the belt just builds into a lot of useful items, so it's just like that's the component I chose to get with the Demonic Embrace first in case it changed my mind, and now I'll see how that's come in handy because I have in fact changed my mind. So now the next question is, do I want to deal more damage, and if I do, how do I want to do it? Do I just want to grab a random AP item? I could get a Zhonya's, still powerful. I feel like I should get some amount of magic resist. But I have a Sunfire and Merc Treads. I think I'll be alright, to be honest. I don't think I need a dedicated MR item. So then that's Deadman's or what? It's either Deadman's or... Randuin's isn't really a thing, so he's not building crit. I'm gonna go run at this Karma. I think she's tilt pushing. Dead. I'm going to leave Tristana to deal with it. May she have fun. And we're gonna pop this minion by being pushed in. Kassadin is 1v manying and getting kills while doing it. I suppose that's fine. None of us have Baron buff anymore, which is unfortunate for pushing purposes, but it's definitely fine. Oh god. Oh lordy loo. Oh lord. I couldn't press R on him in time. Severe spell shielded my E. Let Shen keep pushing. unfortunate. If I had realized Blitz was going to hit that hook, I would have been readier. It's alright though. We're still just pushing stuff in. I had to shove my balls a bit. Alright. I believe you've made your point. We will consider your point very made. This is definitely a little greedy because they have everybody alive here and they could definitely collapse in on me. But if Diana doesn't move from her position, she's gonna die. Did she just ult for a Shen? I think she rather did, yeah. Oh, it goes for this actually. Yeah. Ghost and ulti Diana. And miss my Q, that's very important, okay? And Shen's Immolate killed them both. Fantastic. That's 2 kills. That should just let us go right in. Taking the Diana out of the equation. Mate, stop it. Taking the Diana out of the equation is definitely helpful. I think just getting a little bit more damage is fine, but if I do get damage, I'll only get Demonic Embraces on Yaz. Just getting a pure damage item makes no sense. Again, I think we've established that's not really my role. Shen has got a Demonic Embrace, so that when he hits people with his E, they burn for percentage max AP. If you want to deal damage on Shen, by the way, AP is definitely good on Shen. It improves your Q, it improves your E. Like, I don't think, oh, I was gonna say, I don't think anybody's gonna kill me here. And that's true, they're not. But they did kill the Blitz, but we didn't, and we didn't have our carries before. We do now, though. It's fine, it's fine. Let's just get Baron, let's just get Baron, let's just get Baron. Baron into Elder. Baron into Elder. It's free.
The enemy's inhibitor is
Tristan's wrong. She's playing scared. She's like, oh my god, what if something happens and we don't get Elder? But she deals a lot of damage. Cassidy deals a lot of damage. We deal a lot of damage. They can't take Elder while we... No, they can't. No, they can't. We deal damage. That play only works out because we have so much damage. Like, if we dealt less damage, that definitely wouldn't have worked out. So we're going to just waltz right in. Tristana's doing the right thing here, not letting herself get caught, taking the safe route. I'm not going to ulti anybody here because Kassadin's not here yet, so there's no point in starting the fight. We just saw Shaco, he revealed himself. There we go. Just make... I did die there, but it's alright. It's definitely quite alright. I definitely wouldn't have died if I had the time to spend my gold, but I just needed to make sure that they had... had to be in the mix, which I was. Whatever amount of damage I soaked was damage that they were not doing to Shen or Kassadin. Like, we're too beefy for them, they can't cut through all of us, and with Infernal Soul we did a lot of damage. Ideally, I would have been able to ult somebody, but the annoying Shaco thing happened again. I didn't want to ult Karma, and in front of me I just had Karma and Shaco. But as I was going to ult Shaco, he did the thing where he just vanished. I'm gonna get Zhonya's. I've decided. I think Zhonya's is going to be the best option for me in the game's current stage. It deals damage, it deals armor, but it gives armor, but most importantly, it gives me invulnerability. In situations like that, where I'm sort of under threat, and I soon will not be under threat in a team fight, or they can't just spend so much time focusing me down or worrying about me. Like, those situations are going to come up a lot in these fights, and just the few seconds of invulnerability, all we need. Like, again, in this fight, in these fights, all I have to do is make sure that people are using abilities on me, that I'm keeping people away from my carries, that Kassadin and Tristana are able to focus on the people they need to focus on without worrying about enemy tanks disrupting them. In particular, the Garen is the only enemy tank, but of course he's not the only source of disruption. And Shaco suddenly shows up behind you and bops you, it hurts. Shaco also deals a good amount of mixed damage, so my next item I'll consider getting MR, like maybe I'll get a Force of Nature for the extra movement speed. Although I do love the idea of getting a Dead Man's Plate, so I can just like run at them and scare the living crap out of them. That idea does appeal to me. We'll see. Also, while you can get a Demonic Embrace, by the way, you don't have to. Like, Mordekaiser's passive is already essentially a semi-Demonic Embrace, so it's completely okay if you don't go for the Demonic Embrace. It's just like extra damage that synergizes off for max HP. Next person I see walking at us, I'm gonna ghost them. And I'm gonna ult them. Ooh, she spell shielded my ulti. It's alright. That's not relevant. What's relevant is just us taking the Nexus. Like, I only ulted like that because we're winning. It's like, there you go. Good example of just how to not lose games. I feel like a lot of people, and it's all awkward because the last time I did a Mordekaiser recording, the previous Mordekaiser video also ended up like this, and we just ended up like, I just had to make sure we didn't lose. I wasn't really the primary reason for us to win, and that happening in this video again is because we ended up with a very fed Tristana and a strong Kassadin from the early place, but we were part of the sequence of events that led to the Kassadins becoming strong, but we weren't a part of the sequence of events that led to the Tristanas being strong. But mostly we just made good calls. We were there for our team when they needed us. We didn't just like abandon our carries to be by themselves. We're definitely an important front line, and we would have been missed had we not been there. And I'll show you. So Shen and I did comparably low damage. We're mostly just tanks and front lines. Look at damage taken from me and Shen. I took more than Shen, and Shen took just slightly more than Kassadin, who was fighting a lot. If you look at damage to objectives, Tristana obviously she's auto-attacking Baron and Elder, just to deal so much damage. But look at my damage to objectives as well, while being attacked. Like, I focused those down significantly. So I was there for objectives, I was there appealing for my team. Revitalize, by the way, this is where we go. Revitalize on Mordekaiser, he's so strong. It improves both parts of your W and all sorts of jungle healing, and it helps with Conqueror healing. Conditioning is good because Mordekaiser tends not to build, he builds a lot of HP, he tends not to build too many resistances in his items. I went for an especially tanky build this game, but you don't always do that, you don't always have to do that. So in those cases, conditioning definitely helps, amplifying the limited resistances you have. Even if you are going for a large resistance build like this, obviously that makes conditioning even better. But just look at the amount of stats. Like, that's one Negatron cloak and more than one cloth armor worth of stats. That's 300, and then that's 450, 750 gold worth of stats you're just getting from here. So this is very, very, very strong. And yeah, not much else to say about this game. I'm not sure how I feel about the choice of Ghost. This particular game, it felt like Exhaust or Ignite might have both been better, in particular Exhaust. But I do know that I don't particularly care for Flash. Ghost, like Mordekaiser, does have issues with running people down. Like, if they have more movement speed, he can get kited very, very easily, because as you've seen, all his abilities are short range, and his primary source of damage is really just making people stand in his passive and bonking them over the head with Qs every now and then. To do that, you have to be in range, especially after your ulti, so I think Ghost fits very well into that overall playstyle, but maybe Exhaust would as well. In a game where we're more worried about assassins, maybe Exhaust would be pretty good, but I think it ended up working out. We just realized what we had to do, and we didn't get in the way of the victory. And ultimately, you know, some games, you just don't be a burden, do your chores, and let your strong people carry you to victory. Until next time, have a lovely day.